The number one thing I love about coaching is being around the kids, being around players, being around football players, being around guys who have the same type of personality that I have, guys that want to succeed, guys that want to work hard, people that want to get better, and people that'll do whatever you ask them to do to get better. That's one thing I love about it. The other thing is the coaches. I love the family. I love being around a coaching family. You know, I'm not from Lubbock. I'm from Georgia. You know, 1,500 miles from here. But this is my family. That's the reason I enjoy it. I enjoy these guys out here. We enjoy each other. It's fun being around a bunch of coaches, and we have a family atmosphere at Texas Tech, and that's one thing that I enjoy about it. It's a family atmosphere. My coaching style, I'd say, would be, I think my number one attribute is patience. I try to have a lot of patience. I try to have a lot of energy. Energy on the field, I think, is huge. I think positive energy is huge. I'm a positive guy. That's why I try to live my life. That's why I coach. Try to be real positive, real energy, real upbeat, and at the same time have discipline and make sure make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Make sure your kids are doing what they're supposed to do, but at the same time, I think positive energy is the way I would explain the way I coach. In life, I'd say my biggest influence would be my mother. She was a single mom, brought us up in a single family, me and my brother and sister, and really worked hard for us to have what we needed to have to get by, and taught me a lot about working and how to work. In coaching, I'd say one of my biggest influences in coaching was probably Guy Morris. He was my O-line coach when I was at my first couple years in college, and really turned me on to coaching and really taught me how to treat people, and taught me how to teach people, and taught me how to get people to work hard for you. And those are probably my two biggest influences in life and in coaching. One of the number one things I look for in a student athlete is somebody that wants to work, somebody that gives effort in whatever they do, no matter if it's sports, if it's school, whatever they're asked to do. I want somebody that's going to give effort in what they do, and I think that's the number one thing in being successful is you got to be willing to try, and you got to be willing to try hard. I look for guys that are good guys, that are good people. I like to get to know people before they come as a student athlete here, and I like to I like to make sure that they got the kind of personalities. But I think the number one thing is effort. It's got to be people willing to give effort, and no matter what they're doing. It don't matter if they're learning how to tape ankles. It don't matter if they're learning how to run the zone play. It don't matter if they're learning how to be a student coach. Whatever they're doing, they got to be willing to give effort to do it. The number one thing I would give a college football player today is go to class. Go to class. Your grades are first. Your education is why you're here. If you just go to class and you listen and you pay attention, your chances of passing that class you're in are a lot higher than a guy that doesn't show up and show interest in the class. I think the number one thing the kids today that come in college to go to school and to play a sport is if they will go to class, and they'll be responsible to go to class every day. And that goes back to my giving effort. I think a professor sees it the same way I do. You show up, you give effort to get up, and you be on at their class on time. I think that's huge. I think that'll go a long way. You got to give effort. You got to go to class. I think the second thing, especially in the position that I coach, that a lot of kids don't realize nowadays, you've got to take care of your body. You got to take care of your body. That means eating right. That means you're going to work hard. You're going to work. You're going to do the things that you're supposed to do, especially here in the weight room. You're going to lift. You're going to do the things you're supposed to do. But you've got to take care of your body. You got to eat right. You got to get sleep. You got to put the right things in your body. And I think a lot of the things are getting so competitive nowadays. The days of just being a big guy and just being able to come in and play the position because you're big, they're over. You got to be athletic. You got to take care of yourself. You got to control your weight. You got to control your foot speed, your speed, and all that stuff. Your foot speed and your pure speed, and all that stuff just goes back to taking care of yourself and being conscious of your body all the time. I love coaching O-line. I think the great thing about O-line is it's the tightest position on the field when it comes from players being together. They have to work as one. I got to get these guys together. I got to get five to eight guys that are all thinking the same thing at the same time, all working hard for each other, all believe in each other. You got to trust the guy beside you. There's a lot of times O-line where it's all about trust. It's all about making sure that guy beside you is going to make the right call or recognize the right thing for you to be successful. And that's what I love about O-line is it's really a tight-knit group. We really you have to bring these guys together, and they really work hard together, and they trust each other. Texas Tech football family. It means you know, it means more than just the people that are here and the kids that put on the jerseys and the coaches that go there and coach. Texas Tech football family, you know, has to do with everybody in this whole building and all the fans that show up. And that's one great thing about Texas Tech is this is a great community, and there's a lot of family here. There's a lot of you know, when you get here in this community, and I got 3 children of my own, and they all and they're young girls. And they were welcomed in as soon as we got here by everybody in this whole football family, from administration, you know, of course, coaches. You know, we're a tight-knit family too. But I think when you think of football family here at Texas Tech, I think it's a great family atmosphere. It's a very comfortable family atmosphere. And as a staff, I feel like we spend a lot of time together as an offensive, defensive staff, as a full staff together. We spend a lot of time together, and we have to get along like family. You know, we're like brothers. You know, sometimes we're going to disagree, sometimes we're going to argue, but still, when it comes down to it, we got each other's back, and we're going to do what it takes to be successful. We're going to do what it takes to win that championship, and that's what we're looking for. Sometimes you got to go through some low spots, and you got to argue back and forth, and you know, you got to get things straight. But when it comes back to being a family, we're going to be a family. We're going to push each other, and we're going to support each other, and we're going to win a championship. When Coach Tuberville came in, and his #1 goal was I was on the previous staff. He said, "Look, they've been good around here, and the thing is, I'm here to win championships." That's the first thing he said to me. And ever since that day, every day we've worked to win a championship. It's been about details. Details. That's one thing that we've taken on the offense and the defense is we're going to really, really work hard on the details. Working hard and paying attention to details. That's what wins championships.